Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are in this continent. My name is Ideaathon, and I'm the representative of the African Development Bank. We're here today to introduce you to this Africa versus Virus initiative. Are we in a pandemic session? Yes, we are. It's a very challenging time. But I believe that each and every one of us has that opportunity to participate to this big challenge. How? By ensuring that you moderate or you mentor a specific challenge, a 72 hours Ideaathon, which we believe would not only serve this continent, but would help the entrepreneurs in Africa to leapfrog. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Absa. Hello, everybody, and good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are, of course. I am Lorraine Davis from Seed Stars, and I'm just going to quickly do a quick introduction with you all for the Ideaathon, as well as just a little bit about what we can expect and what will be happening. So, Seed Stars, as one of the implementing partners of the Ideaathon, is happy to be bringing together thousands of participants from all across the world, because as you know, we are looking for global citizens, change makers who have come up with solutions for the problems that we're facing as a region at the moment. So we are bringing together thousands of participants with amazing profiles. They are all super motivated about the challenge and very complementary in their skills and the ideas that they are coming up with. So the participants of the Ideaathon have come up with hundreds of solutions covering a vast majority of topics, all of which are geared towards solving the problems that we are facing from the pandemic, with some very exciting and very committed partners that have joined us for the challenge. The Ideaathon is going to be a very interesting one. Just to name some of the partners that we have, being the African Union, the European Commission, GIZ, Microsoft, and Slack, just to say a few among the many partners that are supporting this Ideaathon that we are doing. So we are here to be supporting all of the participants of the Ideaathon in order to find the best solutions for everyone and for their communities. Just a bit of a background about the Ideaathon. This is, in a sense, a bottom-up process in which now the individuals facing the challenges at hand are the ones coming up with the solutions and proposing these to government and possible funders, etc. And versus where we are receiving the solutions from the top. So instead, it's a bottom-up process. It's a global event focused on finding solutions for the African continent, implemented by Africans, of course. And so I just need to highlight that this is a co-creation process. It applies to not only the solutions that we will see from the Ideaathon, but also in terms of the moderators and mentors, which is why we need the mentors and moderators to help us make this Ideaathon a success. So we have a lot of very motivated participants, and the role of you as our mentors and moderators is a very crucial one, because you will be helping all the teams to put their ideas together and come up with a great solution thereafter. So this Ideaathon, you can imagine, and for us, we look at it as just a start, because we are currently also developing a partner network that will help us to implement the best ideas from this Ideaathon post the Ideaathon. I'm just going to quickly highlight that we do have a code of conduct that we require everyone who is part of the Ideaathon to follow. And as a mentor and a moderator, you need to always see to it that you apply it among the different teams. So this code of conduct you will find in our frequently asked questions document that we will share with each and every one of the participants. And we need to, of course, as I said, make sure that it is followed at all times. And just a quick a briefing on what you can expect in this code of conduct, if you have not already looked at it, is that this is not a commercial event. This is not an opportunity for participants of the Ideaathon to push their own personal agendas or what they do individually. The essence of the Ideaathon is that we are talking solely about ideas, solutions to the problems that we are facing as a region with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic. There shall be no cyberbullying of any kind, no sexism, no form of homophobia rather of any sort, and no religious attack. Of course, as our mentor and moderators, you will just help us to emphasize this and make sure that everybody stays in line. With that said, I hope I have given you just a quick brief of the Ideaathon, what it is, who is with us, and how you will be supporting us as the mentors and moderators. I'm going to hand over to my teammate Florencia now.
Hello everyone, my name is Florencia Fidel and I am speaking on behalf of Luvent. We're also the other implementing partner of the initiative. And my role here is to briefly discuss the timeline and the different processes that you will be involved in this week and also during the Ideaathon. So the first process is the registration, going to our website and registering. If you're watching this video, I think it's pretty safe to assume that you have already done so and you have already received the email, the confirmation email, and you have been asked to join Slack. If you haven't joined Slack yet, please do so, because that will be the only channel that we will use to communicate during the Ideaathon. Moderators will be moderating teams and challenges on Slack, and mentors will be providing advice and feedback on Slack. So if you haven't done it yet, please join Slack. Also, another important thing is that you should be reading your emails constantly in the days prior to the Ideaathon. We will be sharing important information such as steps forward, also important times via email. So please make sure that you read your emails and follow our instructions, because this is a massive online event. And as my colleague Lorraine said, we have thousands of participants. So it's really important that we follow certain guidelines and a specific timeline to make sure that this is a success. So please read our emails. And if you have any questions, you can find us on Slack, and we will be taking care of answering all your doubts as fast as we can. Important time for you to know. Participants have until Wednesday at midnight, GMT +1, that's the time zone, to submit challenges and ideas. We, the organizing team, will spend the whole night on Wednesday organizing all of these challenges, and we will be providing all participants an overview of challenges to choose which one they want to work on during the 72-hour Ideaathon. We will also assign a specific challenge to each moderator. So moderators, as I said, please check your emails. On Thursday, you will receive the specific challenge that you will be moderating. We will also assign a specific challenge to mentors. But on the side, we will also share an overview of all mentors and your profiles to participants, so that participants can reach out to you if they need specific help. For instance, if you're a health expert, participants working on a healthcare project, they can go through the overview, find you, and then contact you directly on Slack, whether you are assigned to that project or not. So please be reactive when people reach out to you. We will assign you a project, and you will be able to assess the development of the project, and you'll be able to provide feedback to people, to participants. But if someone needs your specific expertise, they might reach out to you, and it would be really, really great if you could provide your support to other teams as well. Once teams are formed, which will be done with the help of moderators, teams will be submitting on Guana. More information will come later with detailed guidelines. We'll submit a brief sketch of the project, including the team members that will be taking part on this solution. This is very important for us to have an overview of what's happening, and for participants as well, to make sure that several teams are not working on the same issue, or for mentors as well, to check what other teams are doing and offer your help if you want. So you can be reactive and you can be proactive. if you go and see the project overview and you find a project that fits your expertise, your backgrounds, or your interest, you can also offer your help to that team. So, well, moderators will help teams organize, and then mentors will be providing help during the 72-hour Ideaathon. On Sunday at 6:30 p.m., teams will be asked to upload a short pitch video of their developed solution, as well as answers a few questions for us to evaluate the work that has been done during the weekend. Please be patient with this, because if we have many participants, as we do now, if everyone is trying to upload their videos and project information at the same time, there might be delays. The tech infrastructure might face some issues. We have seen it happen in other massive online hackathons like our Ideaathon. So if something should happen or there should be delays, please be patient. Otherwise, the deadline is 6:30. We will also have a closing ceremony where we will provide quick information about the Ideaathon, how many participants we had, how many challenges we worked on, how many solutions we had at the end. And then from Monday to Wednesday, us, the organizing team, and a jury panel will be reviewing and scoring all the developed solutions. On Wednesday at 5 p.m. GMT+1, we'll be announcing the winners. So please stay tuned, check your email, and do not forget to join Slack. That is very, very important. Join Slack and help us spread the word. Now, I'm gonna leave you with my colleague Daniel, who will be briefing you a bit more about your roles as mentors and moderators.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's Daniel from Berlin, also from Louvain Consulting. We are so happy to be part of this Ideaathon, and our role is to support you in finding the best solution for you and your community. And as Florencia already said, this is going to be a very messy process, and because actually this infrastructure, this tech infrastructure, is not made for such an amount of people. This is why we need you to support us. Yeah, so I want you to adapt this agile mindset and think in solutions and not focus on the problems. So I please would like to consider all of you three things. The first one, think and act actively, take responsibility, support other team members or projects. Be patient. If it comes to some kind of technical issues, as Florencia said, and after that, after you've done that, then obviously we're always there to help and support you. It's really crucial that you mark yourself as a mentor, as said on the email, or as a moderator. Your role as a moderator is to support people, answering questions, and make sure the people find the right channel. Once they're in their channel, you can support the team building process, lead them through ideation. I know that SeedStars is going to also give you guys a workshop of how to do team buildings. But if you already know, maybe apply a process such as design thinking, where you start the ideation with the team building, support people in a concrete prototype or MVP. And it's also important that once you started this process, that you guide people through the right channels. There's a channel offered help and support, which we called support offered or support required, for people who need support. And it's really important that you also go in there. So we will assign each of you, as Florence already said, a certain channel, but it's also important that you go through other channels and ask maybe questions which might occur. Also in the process right now, we have already more than 3,000 active users on Slack, and it's also important to guide them along the way. Yeah, show them the right channel where they can post their idea. Maybe connect them already with people who can support the idea, and start this ideation process already until we give you a concrete channel on Thursday. Once a team is already created, you can let us know, and we can take that into consideration as well. It's also very important to check the Q&As, which you will receive on your email, and which is already posted on Slack. Yeah, we have mapped out the process in details, and if you have questions for that, please ask so as well. It's also important that you, if you have questions during the call, please go on Slido and enter the code 38579 to post your questions, and we will answer them right now within the call. Yeah. So that's so to say your role as a moderator. Get familiar to the process. Florencia mentioned first that everybody joins Slack. Secondly, that everybody hands in their idea via the website, so we can connect them to the right person. Third, support the team building process. Fourth, hand in your idea via Guana, and finally upload the video. So this is like the framework. Within the framework, you are free to use any tools you can. We have a huge network of company supports who will offer you also solutions, tech solutions for hackers, as well as cloud solutions, or maybe other support. I don't know, Florencia, if we already have an overview of the tools which are possible now, but we will definitely let you know. So that's coming to support. Then the second thing about the mentors. You are the experts of the field. We guide you or we connect you with. Yeah, you will receive an email. You go there, support your team, but you are also free to get your help and support from others. Yeah, we will have a channel. You also have a channel where you can offer a certain expertise. Yeah, and be asked for a team to support them. This is also a process. Yeah, we can adapt. Other than that, it's let me think. Yeah. Now, other than that, we are through. I will. Are we going to do the Q&As on the end, or do it now, Florencia?
As you prefer. We could start now by answering some questions. So there was one question about the level of engagement that was needed, moderators and mentors. So one participant asked whether they have to be available 24/7 during the duration of the Ideaathon. So Daniel, do you want to?
No, that's a very good question. I think the most important day is the first day that you support team building. Once a team is built, people can more or less work for themselves and maybe just need guidance. So I think the first and maybe also second day, depending on the issues we are having, is the most important. And then you don't need to be online 24/7, because they can also write to you or post their help in a channel where support is needed.
There was another question about what happens with winners. What do winners win? And another participant asked if there is funding provided to bring the solutions to life after the Ideaathon. So winners per se, as a person, as an individual, it's not like there's a prize, but we have a lot of technical support programs. So if you're participating in this challenge with a startup, with an SME, if you're an entrepreneur, we will support you in bringing these ideas to life with your organization. There's also funding from the several partners that have already committed to helping the better solutions, to help them bring to life, basically. So after the Ideaathon, we will be selecting the most prominent solutions, the ones that are, more well-rounded. We will be sharing with you guys a set of evaluation criteria so that you can prepare your pitch based on that. And then we will select the best solutions. There are many different ways that the solutions can take form. In some cases, it might be something done by a company. In other cases, it can be a public good. So the prize for the winners will ultimately depend on what the project is about. But we can assure you that there is funding for the implementation of ideas, and there are also many technical support programs from the implementers of the Ideaathon and from partner organizations that have decided to provide support to the best solutions to ensure that these ideas are not only ideas, but that they're actually implemented to help tackle many of the problems caused by the coronavirus pandemic. So this will not end here. As our colleague Lorraine said, this is just the beginning. We are crowdsourcing solutions and ideas from global population, ideas specifically tailored to the African context. And as the organizers, we will take care of making sure that once the ideas have been developed, we find a way with our partners to bring them to life.
Yeah, that's a very important point, and so we see this initiatives as a kickoff. Yeah, so as Florencia just said, it's going to be a co-creation process, a community building process, and the beginning of a long road where. So it's not about winning or losing; it's about participating and develop. The best or great ideas for the pandemic with a focus on Africa. Yeah.
Some of you are also asking questions about the names on Slack. So the idea of each participant category to have a specific prefix is for us organizers and participants to be able to identify clearly who is who. So we have created this prefix categories. So for instance, global citizens who are all of those participants that are not mentoring, not moderating, nor proposing a specific challenge. So basically anyone else who wants to join someone else's idea or team, we're calling them global citizens. So those should have a GC before their name. Moderators should have the prefix mod, M-O-D, and capital letters if possible, so that is easier for participants to know when they are talking to a moderator. So if they need help with something, they can directly type mod and moderators will be able to assist. The same applies for mentors, but the prefix for mentors is M-T-O-R. So the initial, we wanted to do it like moderators, mod, but then it would be men. And we also wanted women to feel included here, so M-T-O-R. This again is really important. Moderators and mentors, please use it. Participants need to be able to identify who you are. So this is really important. As organizers, we have the prefix ORG. So if you have any doubts, you can also send us messages to us and we will take care of addressing your issues and concerns as fast as we can. There were also some questions about the different Slack channels. So basically, we have a Slack channel that is called announcements. We put a 0 in the beginning to make sure that it's the first channel that you see. We will be providing their general information on the Ideaathon and important announcements that everyone has to see. every person that joins Slack is automatically part of that channel. So you can all see all of the information that we will be sharing. People cannot comment there. They can comment, but they can't post. So you can answer to our posts, but you cannot post there. The reason why we're doing that is that we want to make sure that only us make comments there and post information there so that it's clear, there's a clear structure, and you can find all the information you need easily.
Yeah, the next question is to differentiate once between moderators and mentors, and if it's possible to switch. So the reason, or what we need to do, we can't really say how many participants are here. For example, in Germany, we expected 800, but in the end, we had over 40,000. So therefore, it's really important to build a scalable process. Therefore, in the beginning, we divide you in categories of mentors and moderators, where mentors purely focus really on the process, where moderators guide the teams with their expertise. Obviously, if you have an expertise as a mentor, as a moderator, you can bring it in, as well as you have a expertise on team building or a design process. You can also lead there with your expertise. But for the process itself, we can't really tell you right now how the end is going to look like. It's going to be really dynamic. So first, moderators stay moderators. But we can obviously make exception, and you can switch roles if it makes sense. But this is the information we give you right now. Yeah, it can say that in the next update call, we will guide you in a different way, and support you, support that the outcome will be as successful as possible. Yeah.
Perfect. Going back for just 2 minutes to the structure of the Slack channels. So we have announcements, and then we also have several channels that we will be moderating. There is a channel called Mentor Moderated. That channel is only for mentors. We will have a specific person assigned to that channel, and we will be answering all your questions and doubts and providing help where needed. There's also one called Moderator Moderated, and that's also only for moderators, and we will be moderating that channel and ensuring that we help you with all the questions and doubts that you might have. For now, just a minor technical issue. There are a lot of people in that channel, so basically everyone who has joined Slack is part of that channel. This is a problem, and unfortunately, we will have to delete those channels and create them again, so that only mentors and moderators form part of those channels. So please join them again. We will create them with the same name. Please join them and make sure that you have the prefixes. So only people with the prefix mod will be able to participate in the moderator channel, and only people with the prefix MTOR will be able to participate in the mentor channel. In addition to this 2 and announcement 3, we have channels for the different languages. So one for Arabic, one for English, one for French, and one for Portuguese. Those channels will also be moderated by people from the organization of the Ideaathon. So basically, if you do not speak English and only speak French, you can write your doubts in that channel, and we will provide support as fast as we can. Then we have channels that start with the number 1. Those channels are for the themes, for the theme categories. So people can gather there. You're invited to join as many as you want. We will not be moderating them. So those are for people, participants, to discuss anything that you want in the field of your choice. There's one for public health, there's one for community, one for education, and so on. And then finally, the ones are for 2 are for company support. When companies and partners join the Ideaathon and provide support, they will be able to join channel 2. And those channels that start with the number 3 are for know-how. So if you have expertise on design, on coronavirus, or on storytelling, you can see the different options. You should join those channels. And then participants can directly go to that specific channel. For instance, storytelling. and ask experts or mentors with specific expertise in storytelling for advice when preparing their pitches. So basically, those are channels that you're invited to join if you want. But we really encourage you to join the channels of your specific field of expertise. We as organizers, we really depend and rely on you mentors and moderators to help us carry out this ideathon. We have many more participants that we, our team, our small team, could actually manage. So we really depend on you providing support to each other, helping us coordinate the teams, and basically working together and collaborating to make this event a success. So please, if you have a specific know-how, join one of the channels and offer support as much as you can. As Daniel said, you're not required to be in front of the computer during the 72 hours. You can just check in every few hours and see whether participants need your help or not.
Yeah, and now we basically have 2 days where you can get to know each other. Start also to support us in improving the process. Yeah, maybe with an extra Slack channel or with a slight change in structure. Yeah, we rely also on you, and it's important that, for example, as moderators, you know which experts, the different experts and their expertise. So what Florencia just said, as an expert, as a mentor, please join the channels. As a moderator, also scan them that you can provide your team with the expertise needed. Yeah, and also introduce you. I saw last night that you introduced yourself already. Take this introduction, bring them into certain channels where you have the overview to support the teams as good as possible. And now it's also important for us, for you guys to help yourself. So spread the word on with the hashtag Africa versus virus on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Make as much noise as possible. Maybe get media channels involved. If possible, build a connection to companies and other stakeholders who would like to support this great cause. Another opportunity is maybe also to create meetups to get your local community involved. And yeah, just be creative. This hackathon is your hackathon. We are here to support you. And yeah, if we stick together, we can only win. So having said that, I don't know if we should close it or should go once back to the Q&As. I thought there were a lot more questions coming in. Should we answer them now, or?
I think that maybe we should close, and we will post a link to this video on the moderator and mentor channel, as well as on announcements, and we will share a document in which we answer in written these questions that you have made here. Some of the questions are similar, and there is certainly a lot for us to respond in this video, but we will take the time to answer them in detail and provide as much information as we can. Just one last question. One person has just asked whether mentors and moderators will be paid for this process. The answer is no. You can join the Ideaathon if you want, and if you're doing it, it's because you're very keen on finding and developing solutions to all the pressing issues that we're facing due to the coronavirus pandemic. Unfortunately, we do not have funds to pay for your service. So if you would only do this in exchange for money, I'm afraid that there's nothing we can do in this regard. And what we're doing basically is calling on socially committed citizens worldwide to come help co-create solutions with us that we will then do everything we can to implement them and bring them back to life. As I said, we have a big network of partners that are committed to this, but we do not have the funds to pay for the service of people participating in the Ideaathon. We also need the help of many moderators and many mentors, and we certainly cannot cover this cost. So everything and everyone that's joining is basically doing it pro bono, and because we're all really committed to finding solutions to the many problems that we're facing today.
However, what can happen is that the idea through our partners will be realized. Yeah, and I think this is the biggest motivation you can have. So, or maybe there can be great joint ventures created, or local solutions which can be implemented in a larger scale. So this is the intrinsic motivation which should bring you for the next 72 hours on and more to come up with the best solution to fight the pandemic and help your community to get through it, and maybe even apply systemic or find systemic solutions and innovations which will also work after. Yeah, so this would be the idea of this Ideaathon.
Okay, then I think we can wrap this up. As I said, we will be posting your questions in Slack and providing answers and giving you details on how to proceed from now on. Important things: 1, remember to join Slack. 2, read your emails and follow instructions, because otherwise it will be quite messy. And 3, please help us get participants to follow the code of conduct. No racism, no xenophobia, no discrimination of any kind. It is important that we all enjoy this 72 hours, that we have fun, and that we do our best to come up with the best solutions that we can to fight the pandemic. Thank you very much, guys, and see you soon.
Thank you.